we competed well in the game, played hard, had a good competitive spirit. We got to play a lot of players, which are all, positive things. Obviously some things that we could do better and things that we need to learn from to continue to improve. John Fulton is, going to be able to practice some today. We have a couple guys out there that may not be full speed today, but we expect everybody to be, ready to, practice and be good, by tomorrow. I just want to make everybody understand here that, we're not in any conversations about anything other than the game that we're playing. Unless we win the next game, we don't have another game. All right, we're trying to work our way into a conversation by how we play. We're not trying to hold a position. We're trying to create one, all right, by what we do and how we play. So, everybody in this organization needs to understand that we're dismissing all talk about anything except, playing Auburn. The Iron Bowl is a big deal. It's a legendary game that people remember for a long, long time and still talk about games that happened in the past that had huge impacts and effects on, the future of what happened. And they're traditionally very, very tough games. So it's important that we play our best game, and I also think that, Auburn is playing their best football of the year. No, there's not a rotation at all. Christian Jones is, going to be the punt return guy, and I wanted to try to get Cyrus more experience at doing it, so we didn't take Christian out because he misplayed the ball. But I think that, our guys got to understand that in each ball that we have not fielded properly, it's because of poor fundamentals. We're not getting squared up on the ball. We're trying to make tough catches outside of our body, over our shoulders. So those kinds of things we need to do better fundamentally, so we won't have those kind of issues and problems, because those are huge changes in field position. And the number one thing when you're in punt return, number one important thing is possession of the ball. I mean, we get the ball back. Let's just get the ball back. You don't always have to try to make a great play. Just make a smart play. And possession of the ball is most important. So, in the last three games, we've taken far too many risks in terms of how we're managing, getting the ball back. Well, I think what we try to stress to our players is trying to learn from your previous experience. What I see happening is, people get sort of emotionally stressed out relative to their circumstances, which is where they're ranked, who they're playing, and all of a sudden you get tentative and don't play aggressively. You don't prepare the same way. You're worried emotionally, which affects your ability to focus, and you don't play as well. That's not, none of these things are bad things. There's nobody taking anybody out and shooting them behind the barn, all right, because we got an opportunity to play in this game. I mean, we got an opportunity to play in this game and maybe another game. That's a good thing. That's something that everybody worked hard to create. All right, so, be positive. It's what great competitors love to do. And, go compete and play your best games. Don't get emotionally stressed out and start, playing to keep from getting beat, and be tentative about your approach to what you're doing. And, I think it did happen to us, and it probably happened to some other people. And, that's what we try to, guard against. But, you've got to stay focused on the process of what you're doing right now. And what made you a good player and play well as a team in some other part of the season is the same things that are going to make you a good team and be able to play well individually now. So it's not about the circumstance that you're in. It's about the vision that you have for what you want to accomplish and understanding what you need to do it. And go do that. Play your best football. Play our best football game, and not good enough to win, then I'm okay with that. he's doing everything he can